going to skim through some in the past 2-3 months or even years, and come straight down to my question this morning. Now, there are laws concerning accidents in this country. Some of you probably know that if you've paid attention to the road safety manual, right? And if you go online and you get to see that, right? That'll be your homework, if I can say so, this morning. But here it is. Now, if a driver is to cause a fatality, he could actually be sentenced to prison, right? What often happens, in my case, when we're in university, a friend of mine knocked down a girl who ran across the expressway, right? He had every right to be on that road at that speed. It wasn't late at night, it was broad daylight, all right? So it wasn't a question of, okay, he had too much to drink. No, it was just going down the expressway. And then, when the road travels through villages, sometimes people go run across. And that's exactly what happened. This young girl, then was about 9 or 10, ran across the road, and then boom, he hit her. Now, he did not run away. Came to a halt, went to where the girl was, saw the damage. Thankfully, as a medical student, he was able to administer some first aid. And then immediately people came out and said, please, let's go to the hospital, right? And when they went to the local hospital, he drove himself to the police station, sat down, wrote a statement. The people came, the community around that area, they came, making noise and then calls were put through. And so for about 3 or 4 days, this friend of mine was in police custody until the case was fully investigated and then he was asked to go. Now, my question this morning is this: can driver accountability be taught in Nigeria? Because when that happened, a lot of people said, why you stop? Now, it's not federal road, you for your Zoom come out. But he stopped. He held himself accountable. These days, we see a lot of people within this city alone. People have either hit other individuals and then driven off. Sometimes the only reason why the driver is held is because the accident, is very severe and the truck or the vehicle cannot move. So, like the one that happened on the Express Road last year, I think it was last year, 2 years ago, when that truck basically ran into a shop just after Mercyland Junction. Some of you remember, big 911, just boom. Those kind of things, you cannot escape it. And then if you remember a few weeks ago, there was a whole big story about a Dangote truck and all the other effects. But, once again, pay very close attention. Can this accountability, can it be taught? Should it be taught? I'd like to hear from you.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH is where you'll find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info PH. Our WhatsApp and Telegram number is 0809-030-6416, 0809-030-6416. Let's get straight to the phone lines. 92.3, good morning. Hello, Port Harcourt.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, please.
This is Muriel from Oklika.
Welcome.
Well, I wonder where it will be taught, Jude. Should it be taught in the churches or in the schools? Because I know so many Nigerians not attend or go to driving schools or just learn from maybe cousins or friends. So where should it be taught exactly? That is the question for me.
The
road safety security outfit, or should they be going about, enlightening drivers? If you do anything, if you hit someone, please stop by. What time do they have to do that to, and what time do they have to be collecting what they have? Because they have started collecting, and their own collection is huge, honestly.
Interesting.
So what do we do? How? All they should be sharing flyers and how you should be accountable as a driver. When you hit somebody, don't run, don't just stand by. They are a counter of your friend. So is it encouraging in the first place? Because he was held down for 3 days, and actually it was not his fault. Yeah, someone has experienced this. So a person close to me said his own friend, in this street, this Abloma area, and the girl just ran out. She and her friend, they were playing, ran out of the house and ran into the road and hit the girl, and she died.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately.
Oh dear.
Girl. And he stood by, he stayed. And trust me, he had to marry the girl.
Oh!
He had to do the trust me, he has to pay bride price before they have to beg that. Everyone knew that it was the child's fault and the parents' fault, but he had to undergo all those things. So how do you blame those? I know it's very wrong. That will just move, knowing that in their heart they are clear that it is not my fault. I'm on the right. Let me just avoid all this drama. Though it is wrong. Without experiences, how they want to stand, stay put, to experience what is not your fault. So how do you lighten drivers? Is
Okay.
it safety or through the school? Let me wait and listen.
Okay. Oh, all right. Your question is as good as mine. So how do we do it then? If we're supposed to do it. And when we come back, I'll share my own experience with this very, very challenging scenario. Stay tuned. More to come.
Nigeria Info. Right back after this.
Jude Omamegbe, and we're talking about driver accountability. Can it be taught? Should it be taught in our driver training programs? That's the question that's before us this morning, if it's at all possible. Now, I did say I was going to share my experiences. Before we continue, let's be reminded we have 2 draws for 1 play today. That will be coming through at about 10:45 a.m. this morning. So get your tickets. Each ticket costs 500 naira. The website is oneplay.ng. Alternatively, use the USSD code *347 *880 *6 hash *347 *880 *6 hash. I find that portal is a bit easier to use for some of you. So yeah, I think that's the one you can use. But anyway, so talking about accountability. Now, 2 stories very quickly. Years ago, I think this was 2010 or 11, if I'm not mistaken, before the whole, whatever, the facelift that Port Harcourt now wears. Back then, GRA Junction was a single carriageway. It's not, now it's dual, right? It was a single carriageway. And then the traffic at GRA Junction was legendary, particularly when you come around 12:31, because there's a school not too far, and then you have the banks there, the very popular banks, about 4 or 5 of them, all at that particular location. So noon to 1:30 was a very trying period if you had any business around GRA Junction. Yours truly did have business on that fateful day. Now, I was running errands, for my father. Hey, go and submit this file. Go and do this. Go and do this. Go and bring this. Go and buy food. Take food to your mother. So all of those things were in my head. Now, stuck in that traffic. I was inside Jerry, trying to get to the other side, trying to get to a bar road. Now, inside Jerry, just after you had the Polo Club, and then a car hits me from behind. Now, immediately, hey, what happened? In my mind, I was like, I was young, I was bloody. Those days, my blood a quick hot, And I come down like, what's going on? And the man who was in the car with his friends and, was like, his hands were, as he was trying to explain, I noticed that the traffic was moving. Now, because I felt I am a responsible person, I should move my car so that, the other people behind would not be held up. And so as I moved a little bit, just moved a little bit, the car behind me that hit me turned out, and tried to move. And as I saw him, I opened the door. Little did I know, that split second, I was opening the door, Okada man, aka motorcycle rider, was just behind me. As I opened the door, I hit him. He hit the car, and the car that caused the incident sped off. So here I am with an Okada man on the ground. As you would expect, those days when Okadas were all over Port Harcourt, hey, they came down, about 50 of them. It was just me, little old me, and said, you know what? I'll take responsibility. The hospital is not far away, the military hospital. I said, let's go there. And then something said, you know what? No, let's not go. See police, let's go to police. Then the people started saying, no, we don't want police. We don't want police. We don't want police. I am your go hospital. We'll just treat them. We don't want police. So we drove there, about 50 of them following just me. We went to the military police, and then the doctor saw him. And then I told them, see, I'm leaving my car here. I'm not going to run away. I took an Okada, went home, told my mom, see, this was happening. I need about 25,000 naira. That the doctor said they were going to band him and blah, 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 blah. No problem. Went back, told my dad the same thing, So they wanted to come. I said, no, this happened with me. Let me take responsibility. I will be able to handle it. Fortunately, no limbs were lost, no blood, no nothing. Let me handle it. And I thank goodness for that day that my parents saw some light in my life. I don't know. They said, okay, fine. Whatever happens, let us know. And I go back. And when I got to the hospital, the doctor calls me aside and said, why are you doing this? Because from all indication, everybody who has come here to look at this person said that this Okada man was at fault, not you. I said, well, it's my car that hit him. And I didn't want a police case. Ladies and gentlemen, what if that man had died? Would I have been that bold? Would I have been that eager? We live in a country where people are easily afraid. Let me hear from you.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002, 0817923-0003, 0817923-0002, 0817923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and X at Nigeria Info PH. God's Power is on the line. Let's say hello to God's Power this morning in a chair. God's Power, good morning to you.
Exactly. Good morning.
Good morning.
There's a special question I want to ask you that will give me clearance. If an accident happens, how do we know who is at fault in the first place? That's the problem. As in a tradition, if motor hits machine, that means the motorist is at fault. And if machine hits a bicycle rider, the machine is at fault. If a big truck hits a taxi, it's at fault. I don't know how to correct that impression.
Fortunately, God's Power, let me interject, because sometimes when these accidents happen, right, people are there. And sometimes the people can say, no, the keke like they are at fault, or it's the truck that's at fault, or it's the taxi driver. So these days, at least from my experience, if it happens when people are present, you can have eyewitness who can verify whose fault it was, and then the police come and carry out investigations.
Yes, that is my concern. The crowd will change the situation as if the motor, because I had an experience, as soon as the motorist hits a motorcyclist or Okada, or they will gather, whether the person is at fault or not. They say, no, they'll say they will burn the car, they will smash your car. If you are not careful, you have to accept all the things immediately and start giving them money to take care of it. They will not look at the person who is at fault or who is not at fault. Yeah.
Well, all right, Gospel has a point there. So how then does a driver take responsibility? Patrick is on the line from HA. Patrick, good morning to you.
Yeah, Joe, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Yes, I like the action you took during the explanation you have dropped now. Anything that will shorten long process is what I would like to do. Likewise, the way you did. Involving police is something that will make things to be long, and also that will cause you and also cause the other people.
But if I'd involved the police, Patrick, you know, there's a possibility that I may not have paid any money for the person's, injury, because the person was at fault. The Okada man was speeding in the middle of a traffic build-up. You're not meant to do that.
Yes, police will also task you indirectly that you will spend that money that you are supposed to spend in that hospital. And they will make things to be difficult. And also waste your money you are wasted in that hospital. What it is what I like. And involving police these days is like creating office for them. It's better the way you did to shorten everything. Long process is not good. Police like doing long process. Anything I'm doing that will make me to avoid involving police is what I will do, because police is not functioning well in this country.
So what if the accident involved the person and maybe the person's hand cut, or there was blood, or maybe the person had to be rushed in the hospital? Would you not involve the police? That's a police issue.
Yes, it is a police issue. If it are going to that extent, then you will involve police. But what they will tell you is that you are at fault because the hand has been cut off. Are you hearing me? That means you are not longer in the server side. So far hand is off. The police will not tell you, look at now, the hand is off now. Then you have to take responsibility of the hand and also explain what happened. You will also explain your own and explain that person's own. So police always like a place where they will achieve. All they are after is what they will get.
Okay, so Patrick, before I go to Victor, let me ask you one question. How do we or should we be teaching drivers to take responsibilities when accident occurs?
No, the thing is not that you must take your responsibility. If it is a matter you report to police, you will do that. But what I'm saying is that if you bring matter, if you give police matter, also bear in mind that you are going to spend your own time and also spend your own money. You shall give complaint.
Okay.
Like example, when I have
Patrick, please, we need to get to Victor. Thank you. Victor's been waiting on the line for Mumukushi. Victor, good morning to you, please.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning.
I think this question should be strict to drivers. It is not a boy who just comes in and talking. See, Jude, this thing has been taught. It has been taught. When I started driving in Dagote in Calabar, where they put us to the Chad Taylor, when Chad Taylor brought this truck, what they taught us was that if you jam, and then maybe either if the thing is serious, maybe it concerns life or somebody is unconscious, if you have your way, take the motor, take yourself. Or if you cannot take the motor away from that place, take yourself to police station. And then police will make an entry, and then they will bring you back to the scene. And then they will make investigation. After the investigation, they will take the person to hospital and the rest of them. The reason is this. We Nigerians have this perspective of when somebody has an accident, they will either they will kill the driver or they will burn the motor. So that's the reason I'm not advising anybody. Okay, one day I was turning at this thing here at NTA Road here. Just after there is a place that Keke used to stay, and one of the Keke run with one way and come and hit on me. In the hit and hit another pencil light. You know what? All of them gathered me. I told them I just left. With my truck, I told them, I said, the police, because the reason why people run away, it is better you didn't even go to police, and because police will worsen the matter. All they need is to stop from you to steal.
But you just told us just now that sometimes you should go to police.
This one is when you have the issue. Now, I'm telling you what is happening now.
Okay, now.
You run. That's why you see people hit people and run. Because police will busting everything. Police will even use you as an office.
Okay. Saviour's on the line from LMS. Savior, good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning, Savior.
You see, drivers know. Everybody who is behind the wheel knows that once an accident occurs on the road, it's not a matter of the reported to the police. I think it is about conscience. It's about conscience and poverty. Because, yes, it's about conscience. If you have conscience, you know that even whether you have the money or not, even though you are running away from work, you are running for the jungle justice, you are running to the police station and have experienced those cases. Maybe somebody said, I run to the police station, I need somebody appeal to the show, I have to run away because I was afraid of being more.
Okay.
Even if the other element is at fault, what you need to do is to help the life of that person first. Forget about whether you are right or wrong. After that, God, save the life of the person, run the person to the hospital, take the next thing, report yourself to the police. I think the people that make the issue like that will happen and they just abscond without this threat is because of poverty. If they look at me, I don't even have one that to feed my family. Now I'm going to meet somebody on the road. I'm going to enjoy the medical effects of this person. The person will have no option. And because people also don't have conscience. Don't have conscience, the person will run away and another person is going to have no faith. So that's my opinion on that.
Silvia, thank you very much. Wokama is on the line from Elele. Wokama, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Jude.
Good morning, please.
Okay, talking about what you were talking this morning.
Wokama, please turn off your radio set or step away from the radio, please. Could you do that, please?
Is,
All right, thank you. Yes, please.
Okay. Now, when a matter involves life and death, I think it is not about time one begins to talk about who is at fault and who is not at fault. If life is threatened, what the driver, whoever is there, should do is to save life first. And when demands are being made, when the people have started making demands, and you know that you're not at fault, then you will not accept that you're at fault. But to save life, you don't look at who is at fault. That's my take.
Okay. All right. Welcome back. Thank you very much. Let's get to read messages on WhatsApp. 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. This one says, good morning, Jude. Yes, the driver should be held accountable for recklessness. Drivers have taken young and innocent people to their early graves. Some of them will hit and run without a remorse to stop and face the consequences of their actions. Anybody or driver involved in any kind of accident should please be held accountable. Joseph from Omamegbe. All right, Joseph, thank you very much. Good morning, Jude. Chris here. The reason why many persons do not wait or take responsibility for any accident is fear of jungle justice or police incarceration. So the education should involve the police also, not just the drivers. Okay. I think this makes sense. Jude, if you don't run away, they will burn your car. Good morning. Ibezim from Port Harcourt. Priya says, kindly note that one reason people don't stop is mob action. In fact, at the time, people were advised not to stop, but drive directly to the police station. But that's when the person, is taking accountability. Okay, the person hits somebody, and then, the person goes and reports. Okay, that's accountability. Because you don't want to face, jungle justice. But a good number of people don't. And there's also another group that would cause the accident and then want to transfer the blame to the other person. In the US, in the UK, in Europe, those people are usually liable for insurance fraud. Because they know in those places, for example, when those accidents occur, the insurance company is liable to pay for the damages if the car is insured. That's why in UK in particular, right? If you are caught without insurance on the roads, your car, they don't ask you any question. They just impound your car. And after your car has been in the impound for, if I'm not mistaken, please correct those of you who are in the UK or who have lived there. Please correct me. If they wait, I think it's about 6 months or so, and you don't come through to collect the car, they won't sell it. They will crush it. No matter how beautiful your car is, the government will tell you or tell the impound, please crush that vehicle. Imagine my heartache seeing BMWs, Mercedes Benzes, and very good-looking Jaguars, right? That people would be, let me walk out and save and buy this car, being crushed. They were not spoiled. No, they just didn't have insurance. The owners refused to claim the cars. They didn't sell it. They crushed it. So, if it's that serious, and you now try to trick the insurance company into paying you, you too could be in prison for insurance fraud. But here, like in my own case, somebody hits me and then the person notices that, okay, I've moved. The person runs away. .3 Nigeria Info. Good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Zion from Port Harcourt. Good morning to you.
Good morning, please.
It's unfortunate that such an happening in our days that we thought should be more better than then. Mr. Jude, the traffic warden service was established in 1975-76. I stand to be corrected by by us. And one of the core responsibility of this organization is to manage, regulate incidents when it comes to traffic, especially accident matters. And that body was attached to the Nigerian police, which then they were known to be Yellow Fever. You remember that name?
Yes, because this is where yellow.
They now say, no, don't call us Yellow Fever, call us traffic warders. So later they now say, no, don't call us traffic warders, so call us police. Today, the ones we have, what are they doing? They are extorting drivers. You see, this traffic warder service are the one in charge of this topic you brought for discussion. When there's an accident, you don't move your car. Stay still until these professionals, they come and ascertain the immediate and remote cause of this accident and incident, who is at fault or who is not at fault. The mistake we made was to incorporate that body into the Nigerian police.
I see.
Which we have House of Assembly members or Senate that truly love this country. This is one body they would have removed from the Nigerian police and make them an independent body to function, since we now have more cars, more traffic laws, and more regulations need to be promulgated to secure the lives and interests of the people and also the driver.
So who then should be responsible for teaching the drivers accountability? That's the big question. Is this something that everybody should know?
Drivers accountability. Our laws did not capture that. There is no place a driver should be accountable of an action when he himself is not dedicated to know what he has done. I want to ask, how many of these drivers have the complete papers? So who are you going to hold responsible? How can he be accountable of his actions when he doesn't even know the traffic laws? If I ask most of us now, what is the name of the man who taught you driving? What is the name of that your tutor? They don't even know. Sir, until we go back to the fundamentals. Now you are asking of drivers accountability. It's only when that driver have a conscience or that individual have a conscience. Just like the story of your friend you narrated for us. Sir, it is only then that your friend can behave like that. Not today. Today, if your friend tries that, he will be extorted, number one. He will be detained, number two. And he will pay dearly for whatever. Either is right or wrong. So until the road safety, the Nigerian police, and we as a people can able to formulate more laws and promulgate this traffic warden service, make them more independent to carry out activities, so that when there is an accident, these guys can go in and ascertain who is the cause, so that who is liable can now carry the cost. If it is the driver, he will be accountable of his action. If the pedestrian or the opposite, they can also carry the responsibility. But stacking it on drivers' accountability, my brother, is a broad discourse.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Zion. Now, it's not about driver accountability. It's about personal accountability. In Nigeria, how many people can be trusted to be at a meeting on time, actually do the work they are paid to do, instead of whatever many government in government offices do? You see, send out a delivery to the way that the receiver is expecting, or pay Mama Nkechi who doesn't have connections the right amount. In religious centers, the same thing. Are those the people that will stop on their own if they knock down somebody? Anonymous is asking.
Nigeria Info will be right back.
Port Harcourt, are you ready for a